Hello, welcome back to another critter class. Today is Name That Vore, which means that we're going to be doing herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. And ideally you would tell me what they are, but since it's a quiet audience, it'll be me talking. This week's zoo is Moody Gardens. Every week I have a different zoo that I guess we're going to go in kind of chronological order of my career. So this week it's Moody Gardens, which is in Galveston, Texas, which was made up of these different pyramids. Again, I haven't been down there, and that was 2008, I think, 2009, I don't know. And so I don't know if there's been changes, whatever. So when I was there at Moody Gardens, I'll just share a couple stories. So there's a rainforest, and you have like all the plants and the people taking care of plants, watering, hoses and stuff. And then there's also the whole place has these humongous like fish tanks with these real big fish. And one of the fish had a yeah, Neo, not yet. We'll call for you later. One of the fish had, I think, a tumor, and so we had to catch the fish. So we all had to go in the water, and the water, it was probably like 4 feet, and we had like barricade fencing type, the plastic fencing, and so we tried cornering the fish, corralling it, and I just remember the fish going through, and it kind of took me with it. That's one of the memories among many from Moody Gardens. Probably the only time I ever had I got it in the water a couple times. I had to rescue some parrots. But anyway, so yeah, that was one of the funnier stories at Moody Gardens, getting dragged by a big, huge fish. But anyway, all right, so Name That Vore. So we're going to go to our chart. Hold on. All right, so again, typically there's 3 that we go over. That's the most common. You can specialize if you just eat fruit, if you just eat veggies, but we're just going to do the most common ones. So we'll start with carnivore. All right, so carnivore, carn, that's an easy one. That means meat. What does vore mean? Vore is an easy one. That means to eat, right? The act of eating, kind of. To eat. All right, so that's your meat eater. We're not going to, because we're going by teeth, so some of them can be both carnivores and omnivores, kind of. So it's kind of like a loose category. So again, your strict carnivores are there's a couple of them, and then your omnivores, some of them are carnivores also, if that makes sense. Well, we'll get there. All right, carnivores, and then we have herbivore. Herbivores eat. What do they eat? Herb. It's like plants, right? So that means plants. Again, your vore, to eat. That's easy. Okay. Carn, meat. Herb, plants. And then we have omnivore. The only other word that I can think of that starts with this is omnipotent, and I think of Star Trek Q. That means like all-knowing. So this is, I think this is all. All right, so your omnivore is going to eat both plant matter and both meat. All right, I think you guys already knew that. So again, carnivore, meat, to eat. Herbivore, plants, eat. Your omnivore, all eat. So we're just going to go over teeth. You have canines, incisors, which we went over incisors for the rodents, if you guys remember. Incisors. Is that C? C? You have premolars. Pre. Anytime you have pre, that means before, so before molars. Right? Premolars. I'm going to put a dash. And then you have molars. So these are the main kinds of teeth, and these even get broken down, but we're not going to do that today. Again, this is going to be a very condensed class. All right, so you have your canines. Canines you're going to find in your carnivores. Yeah, sometimes you have them in your herbivores and your omnivores. Your incisors, those are your front teeth, right? Your canines are your sharp teeth, okay? Your premolars, well, your premolars are the in-betweens. And then you have your molars, your wisdom teeth in the back, okay? So all these teeth have different specialties. Think of it like how you have like a butter knife, how you have like the big, different types of knives in the house. Each one does, it's to cut something different. So that's kind of what the teeth do. All right, so you've seen all of these before, the skulls. I think you have, anyway. All right, so we'll put our marker down. Let's just grab a random one. All right, we're gonna grab the bottom part first, since I have it. Okay, again, better in person. You can touch the teeth, see them better. All right, we see a lot of sharp teeth, right? Right off the bat, that's a sharp tooth. That's your canine, okay? These are all pretty sharp too. More canines. All right. Then you have this weird tooth right here. And then you have these flat ones. Do you see? All right. So these are molars. These flat ones, they're totally flat. This big tooth, well, this is a special tooth, but it's kind of like a premolar crushing type bone or type tooth. And then you have your incisors. It's the front, okay. And then here's the actual skull it belongs to. See, you've seen this guy before. Remember the ridge? So this is going to be like this, I think. Nope. Oh. All right, here we go. Okay. It'll be like that. So there's I don't know where the other part is. So this is the top part of the skull. All right. So you see the incisors. Remember, on our rodent, those are the two big teeth, the buck teeth. Okay. And then these are the canines. You can see the sharp, pointy. And then we have some more sharp teeth. And then you have your flat molars in the back. Okay? So we're going to put that one to the side. I'm just going to show you different skulls, and then you're going to tell me what they are. All right. So this one has both flat and sharp teeth. Okay? That was the first skull. All right. Your next one, this one you haven't seen yet. All right. This is the first time bringing this bad boy out. Right off the bat, we see sharp teeth, right? They're kind of more like ornamental. You know, I don't know how functional they are. But we see these teeth in front. These are your incisors again, right? And then we are missing some teeth on here. So there's going to be another tooth that we're missing. All right. So right off the bat, we have these long canines. These are kind of more like tusks, I guess. Some animals, they grow their canines and they'll fight with them. Or they're, like I said, they're ornamental. They'll show their teeth, and that'll be enough for, you know, a rival animal that it'll dart away. Doesn't want to fight that. All right. So right off the bat, we see these big canines. And then what do you see? Okay. It's there's mostly molars, right? A lot of flat teeth in the back there. These guys. These are flat. These are going to be your premolars, okay? All right. So this one's kind of tricky based on our definitions with looking at the teeth. You kind of have to know what the animal is. But, all right, so we do have canines and we do have flat teeth. Kind of almost the same as the first skull that had both coyote. What, the first one? We're not doing that, Tim. We can, but we're just going over teeth for now. If it's an herbivore, omnivore, herbivore, omnivore, carnivore. All right, but yeah. So this ridge kind of gives it away. All right. So Timmy is a bio teacher somewhere on the East Coast. Let's see if he'll help me out here. All right. Then we have this one. You've seen this one before when I did the horns and antlers. So this one, that should be your giveaway. Horns and antlers. Antlers. All right. So these trip up a lot of people because they think that the teeth are sharp. And it's not that they're sharp. It's just that they have these ridges on them. Okay. So they're mostly flat. We would consider these flat teeth, okay? Because they're not like this, all right? You see how these are all sharp? Like they're sharp. These aren't the case. So this is her bottom jaw, okay? Doesn't look like that, all right? So it's a lot different. It's mostly flat. So this one, we're going to say has flat teeth, okay? That's our third skull, flat. We've seen our big guy before, all right? That's your giveaway. You should automatically know what this is right from seeing that. But, you know, he's a cool skull to look at. All right, so you see the ridges. You see the teeth, okay? Again, some people think that they're sharp because they kind of feel sharp. These actually feel kind of flat. The teeth are pretty worn down. You know, when you have the diet that they do, their teeth get worn down because they're grinding their food. You know, they do this kind of chewing thing with their jaw. So these are kind of ground down. So these are real flat. These are all flat, okay? So our big guy is all flat, but you knew that because you've seen this skull before. All right. I don't have the lower, but you shouldn't need the lower. All right. You've seen this one before also, okay? So we have our two big canines in the front, okay? We're missing incisors, but don't worry about that. And then here's your side view. Can you see? Is there a glare? All right. These are all sharp. There's no flat teeth on this one. All right. So this one is going to be your strict whatever it is. Okay. No flat teeth. You're not going to have any molars on the lower jaw either that I don't have to show you. And we're probably going to have a live animal demonstrating demonstrating it eating, hopefully. We'll see if Neo cooperates. There's your hint. Okay. Then here's another one. All right, again, right off the bat we see canines. There's some incisors left. Okay. And then again, this is a good one. This one really has all the teeth clearly defined. Okay, so we have canines. We have some more canines, pointy teeth, right? Sharp. And then these premolar things right here. Kind of hard to see on the video, but premolars. And then you have your flat teeth, your molars in the back. All right? Do you see that? Sharp. So we have sharp and flat teeth. All right? Any questions? All right, so we have our guess. Timmy's guessing that it's our coyote skull, and he would be correct. He gets the gold star. What happened to the incisors? Not my skull, so I couldn't tell you, but probably just fell out. This isn't my skull. They usually glue the teeth when you buy them. So some of the teeth were glued in so they don't fall out. But usually, you know, when it dies, everything disintegrates. And if they bleach the skull, all those tendons and stuff holding the teeth, not tendons, but tissue and everything that holds the teeth in deteriorates. So that's why the teeth get loose. And that's why when you buy a skull, they usually glue them so they don't come out. I don't know, it could have just fallen out, or maybe the animal was old. But probably my guess is that based on what the teeth look like, doesn't look real old. And so I'm going to guess that they just fell out. Well, he's a teacher. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to know his stuff, right? So... all right, so this is our coyote skull. He did guess right, but he has to tell you why. So even though they're in the order with carnivores, we're gonna put coyotes in the omnivore group, okay? Because they have both. And if you were to look at coyote poop, coyote scat, you would see like berries and stuff. It would look like dog poop, with like lots of hair, but sometimes there'll be like seeds and stuff in it. So it's a little bit different, but those flat teeth, I'm going to call it an omnivore. Again, there's some like wolves and stuff. You have your foxes. Your foxes are in vulpes, but they kind of tend to eat more berries than some of the other types of dogs. So, but we're going to consider dogs, anything in a dog family, canids or vulpes, we're going to consider them omnivores, okay, today. Here's our second skull. All right, Tim, what do you think? Although we're not doing skull IDs, but any ideas? All right, any ideas? These should give it away. You know, the big canines. Based on the teeth, I mean, they do look mostly flat, right? But you do have those premolars, right? Your herbivores, I don't think are going to have those premolars, all right? And these things, canines, these are pretty big. It's a pig. So we know that pigs, especially kind of in New York and New Jersey, we know pigs eat pretty much anything. All right, I guess in Texas also. So this is going to be another omnivore. I mean, some people classify them as herbivores, that they just give them plant matter, but a pig, they're going to eat anything. All right. All right, so that was our second one. Here's our third skull. All right. This was the one that we said was all flat, even though the teeth look sharp. The reason why the teeth look sharp is because if you look, again, this is better in person, if you look where our wisdom teeth would be, here's your deer wisdom teeth. They didn't come through yet. So the teeth, not all the molars are pushed through. Okay? You see that? Oh, Ice Age, yeah, right? So now all the teeth are pushed through. So this animal wasn't that old. Maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something like that. So that's why the teeth still appear in good shape. They're not flat. They're not worn down. Okay? Because if you're eating a diet that's just grass, that's just celery, all that grinding, that's going to grind the molars down. So that's why you still have sharp points on these flat teeth. You still have sharp ridges. Okay? But if it was an older deer, there's your now you know what it is. If you have older deer, which I don't have in here, I have them in another spot, you'd have flat teeth. All right, they'd be a bit flatter, which also goes into digestion. That's why geriatric animals, older animals, they're harder to maintain in a zoo environment, because in captivity you tend to give them the same diet. As the animal ages, it's harder for that animal to get the nutrients because they can't chew their food. Just like an old person, they can't chew their food really well. All right? So for our older animals, we have to change their diets to accommodate their teeth. And then there's dental issues and stuff. So geriatric husbandry, that's a real thing in zoos. All right? Because captivity, animals live longer. So again, this one was kind of young. That's why the teeth still appear sharp. This is your true herbivore. Okay, this is your herbivore. All right, I think we did the big guy next. You've seen this one before. All right. This one has a friend that has, I think, sharper teeth. But that one I left in another spot. So this is the one that we said had mostly all flat teeth. Okay. Again, we've seen this one before. The horns give it away. Okay. Just all flat teeth, just like our skull before. All right. So this is your true herbivore. All right. You're just eating plants. True herbivore. All right. Ugh. Okay. I think we did this one next. This one you've seen. I've gone over this skull before. This one I actually found in Lawrence Harbor. Go figure. Okay. Remember we said this one just had sharp teeth, just had canines. Okay. No molars in this mouth. All right. So this is going to be a true carnivore. So this is going to be your cat skull. So you're going to have tigers are going to be there, lions, servals, ocelots, your house cat, those desert sand cats. So any kind of felidae is going to be a true carnivore, because they can't, I think it's with their digestive system too, they can't break down any plant material. They don't get anything out of that. So that's why they need to have that high protein diet. So yeah, your cats are just true carnivores. Okay. Although you've met General. General likes his veggies. He loves string beans. I don't know. That's General. And then our final skull that we see. Again, we're looking at the teeth. This is the one with the missing incisors that I think just fell out. I don't think it was any kind of trauma. Because you don't see, if you had like a trauma or if you had like an infection, sometimes you'd be able to see something in the bones. You'd see like holes or, signs of an infection. But you don't see that here. So I'm guessing that the teeth just fell out, okay? So we have our canines. We have our more canines, more sharp teeth. Okay, and then we have our molars. So this is your omnivore. Okay, this is a common animal. Might go through your garbage at night. This is an adult, so that's your adult size. Might have a mask, striped tail. Here's your hint. Okay, so we went over that. Are there any questions on those animals? All right, let me see if Neo's out there. I was gonna go grab Neo real quick. Hold on. Neo? Neo? The one time Neo's not out there. All right, I was gonna show, because when you feed cats dry dog food, right? When you feed them dry cat food, you know, without those molars, the molars grind food. Oh, here he comes. So with just sharp teeth, they really have a hard time eating dry food. It's kind of funny to watch. Hold on. There he is. I know. All right. So he's like, what is all this stuff on the table? All right, we're going to see. So they kind of like have a hard time juggling in their mouth. So we're gonna see real quick. Can we see him eat? Or else they just swallow it whole. Yeah, he's not even chewing it. You're supposed to chew your food, Neo. Well, if you have a cat at home, watch them eat dry cat food, and usually they get it all over the place because they can't really grind that food down. The canines are used for tearing meat up. All right, they're not made to grind the food down like the molars are. Okay, just like molars aren't, you know, they're not going to rip apart meat or anything like that. He just swallowed everything. He didn't chew anything. All right. So if you have any questions on teeth, put it in the comments. This is your craft for today. Really quick class. All right. So this is your hand puppet. I only made one. So mine is I only have molars in here. So this is my cow with molars. Okay, so you can do, you know, you can make a cat, and you know, and a cat would just have all sharp teeth, or you could do a raccoon that would have, or a dog that would have both the molars and the sharp teeth. All right, so just a simple craft. You could put, you know, we learned about feet last week, so you could put the hooves. Your cow's going to have two, right? Or two toes. So you could do that, you know, make a body, put the four legs with the two toes. So that's your craft project for today. Okay? Hi. So again, we didn't really go over skull IDs, but I told you what they were. That would be another class, because then we go over dentition, count the teeth, and stuff with the eyes. So again, your herbivore is just a plant eater. Your carnivore is just a meat eater. Your omnivore is all. So it's going to eat anything and everything. So if there's any questions or comments or ideas for another class, just let me know. And then we might do parts of a flower this week. Not sure. And we'll figure out the rest of the week. I have some wasp nests that we could dig into from last year. And maybe we'll do stingers. He's looking at the crickets. So again, if you have any ideas for a class, questions or comments, just you know, put them down in there. And that's it. All right. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. All right. Bye-bye.